Hello everybody, my name is Rachel and welcome to my channel Kalanati. Today I want to talk about two books by Dave Hutchinson that I thoroughly enjoyed, that had me giddy with excitement, and I must share with you. And those two books are Europe in Autumn and Europe at Midnight. The thing I want to get out of the way first, of course, is the inevitable comparison to current day events in Europe. Europe in Autumn is set in a near future Europe where all of the countries, the European Union and everything have fractured into probably hundreds of countries, states, polities, and there are so many borders chopping up Europe now. And of course, this is on everybody's minds because of the recent Brexit referendum result in the UK, and the rather gloomy, pessimistic predictions about the future of the EU and the UK. I do think this is a pretty appropriate comparison. If it sounds like a hook that interests you, then by all means pick up the books, because that is why I started reading Europe in Autumn, and I wasn't disappointed at all. But the books are more than just that. Europe in Autumn is about a chef named Rudy. He's Estonian, but he's living in Krakow, and he is recruited into the Couriers, a very decentralized organization that its sole purpose is to move things across the multiplying borders of Europe. And of course, their mission statement encompasses more than just getting the mail, getting the post across borders. It also involves illegal activities and very dangerous events going on. The book is really organized like a series of stories and vignettes through the years, narrating Rudy's experiences as he becomes a more skilled courier, what they call situations that he's involved in, the successful ones, the failures, some of the near misses. And it becomes clear, especially after Rudy finds a severed head in a locker, that he's involved in something way more dangerous and serious and weird than he thought he was signing up for. Somebody wants to kill him, and he doesn't know what he did that people want to kill him for it. It's very much that spy thriller espionage type of story. Pretty slow, takes a while for you to understand where the story is building up to. It's really just a lot of development for Rudy and his experiences. The final quarter of the book takes this abrupt turn away from the spy thriller espionage style into the definitely science fictional. This is where the science fiction of the series is introduced, involving a pocket universe, of which I don't want to say much more. This is the point in the book that either completely loses the reader or really excites you. And I'm one of the people that was truly excited and like just one page after another, where is this going in the final quarter? It was very exciting, probably because I knew a little bit going into this that there was going to be like a parallel universe element somewhere in there, and I kept looking for it and waiting for it, and then when I actually saw the first sign of it, I was so excited. But I was breathless by the end of this book. Oh, I haven't felt this way about a book in a while. I inhaled this book. I consumed it. And the minute that I finished it, I started the second book, Europe at Midnight, which is a very different type of book from Europe in Autumn, which I really want to stress. If you really enjoy the end of Europe in Autumn, then I think you are going to very much enjoy Europe at Midnight. And that's because this second book isn't a direct sequel to Rudy's adventures and his story in the first book. It actually follows a completely different character, a man named Rupert, who is from the Pocket Universe, and his story is parallel to Rudy's, happening at the same time throughout the years, and actually explains some of the mysteries, the occurrences that Rudy doesn't understand. And the only thing I really fault this book for in not keeping me as excited is that Rudy wasn't really in it. I really missed him. Even though I knew the book wasn't going to be about him, I was always waiting to turn the page and see his name mentioned. He does appear a little bit, especially near the end. And I'm really excited for the sequel, the next book, because I hear it is supposed to be about both Rudy and Rupert and more a direct continuation of both of their stories. This is according to a blog post I saw on Dave Hutchinson's website, so that may or may not end up to be true. The other thing that I didn't enjoy as much about this book, and what really kept me from giving it the 5 out of 5 stars that I gave to the first book, was that I struggled a bit with following the action from switches in character viewpoints and in time periods. I was just confused during some of the transitions about suddenly who I was actually following, and then I figured out, of course, that Rupert, no matter where he is or what time period or what name he's under, his storyline is always in the first person where he's talking about I, whereas the other POVs like Jim's are not. So that I should have figured that out earlier, but I still had to pause a few times and think, okay, which character am I reading about now, and where am I in the timeline of the overall story? Both of these books have very interesting main protagonists, very dark, mysterious, twisty, and suspenseful storylines, and like I said, I cannot wait for the next book. I kind of want to push these 2 books on everybody. If the premise, the style, and the connection to real-world events interest you at all, I'd say pick these up. I just really enjoyed them. That's everything I have to say about Europe in Autumn and Europe at Midnight by Dave Hutchinson in a rather gushing, disorganized way. But if you have read these books, please let me know what you thought of them. And if you've read anything else by Dave Hutchinson, let me know if they are similar to these books at all, because I would be interested in reading more by him while I'm waiting for the next book in this series to come out. And thank you for watching! I will talk to you again later. Bye.